My name is Anna, and just a few months ago, on what should have been the happiest day of my life, my own parents and sister tried to steal my wedding spotlight by having her walk down the aisle first, in a full wedding dress. But my husband and I turned their twisted plan against them, leaving them humiliated in front of everyone we know. Stick around because this revenge was years in the making. If you've ever dealt with toxic family favoritism or dreamed of getting even with those who wronged you, hit that like button right now, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more stories like this. Let's get into it. From the moment I could remember, my life was overshadowed by my sister Bella. It wasn't subtle. My parents doted on her like she was made of gold, while I was treated like an afterthought. Picture this. Birthdays where the cake was always her favorite flavor, even on my day. "Oh, we didn't know you hated chocolate," they'd say, even though I'd told them 100 times. Gifts? She'd get the bigger, shinier ones. Family outings? Always to places she picked, no matter whose event it was. I was the younger sister by just a year, but it felt like I was invisible. Bella grew up spoiled rotten, using me as her emotional punching bag when it suited her. As kids, she'd accuse me of breaking her toys or stealing her clothes, and my parents would punish me without question. Even with proof I was innocent, they'd twist it to scold me too. "Why can't you just get along?" they'd sigh, as if I was the problem. Things escalated when we hit our teens. Bella lost her friends, maybe they ditched her for being mean, or maybe they moved away. I never knew because my parents only bragged about her achievements, never her flaws. Mine? They teased me endlessly about every little mistake, laughing it off as family fun. Suddenly, with no social life of her own, Bella turned her venom full force on me. She started spreading lies about my friends, calling them troublemakers. My parents ate it up. "Your sister's right, they're not good for you," they'd say, banning me from hanging out. Or worse, "Why do you need friends when you have family? Be more like Bella." I felt the walls closing in, my world shrinking to just school and home. The isolation gnawed at me, making my chest tight every time I saw groups of kids laughing together. But salvation came from our extended family. At a gathering, my cousins invited me to hang out, and when I said I couldn't, my kid self blurted out the truth. "I'm not allowed friends because Bella doesn't have any." Word spread to the adults and they ripped into my parents. I got grounded for lying, but after that, they eased up a bit. It was worth it. Bella switched schools, probably humiliated, and made new friends, but she never forgave me for exposing her. From then on, she made it her mission to torment me. Her friends would come over and bully me, mocking my clothes or my looks while my parents chuckled, calling it harmless teasing. I stopped inviting anyone home. Why subject them to that? Instead, I grew close to my cousins, family my parents couldn't mess with. Then came my first boyfriend. I dreaded bringing him home, but my parents insisted. While I was in another room, Bella sauntered in wearing next to nothing, batting her eyelashes, bad-mouthing me, and flirting shamelessly. He bolted to find me, disgusted. But Bella spun it to my parents. He flirted with her, and she nobly refused. Guess who they believed? They banned him, calling him a creep. I believed my boyfriend, not because he was perfect, but because Bella's attempts were laughable. She was rude, entitled, and honestly not the type to turn heads. Me? I'd always been skinny from skip treats as punishment, while she mirrored our overweight parents' habits. But looks aside, her personality was poison. It happened again with my next boyfriend, same accusations, same ban. My parents decided I had bad judgment in men. High school labeled me a slut for casual makeouts without commitments, but at least that stayed secret from home. Bella brought home one guy, paraded like a prize until they broke up. Suddenly, he was the villain. The inequality never stopped. Bella got more allowance, later curfews, freedom to roam. Me? Strict rules justified by her being older or more trustworthy. When I hit her age, nothing changed. "You can't be trusted like her," they'd say, citing her lies as proof. College time rolled around. Bella got into a mediocre school, no scholarship, but my parents paid everything, throwing parties and boasting. She flunked out eventually, moved home rent-free, got a job through mom's connections. All spun as success. Then mom sat me down. "We're paying for Bella's college, so no money for yours. Work after graduation, wait your turn. If you stay home, pay rent and bills. Loans?" They'd approve them, implying control. Scholarships? Not mentioned. They ignored my good grades. I didn't flinch. I'd expected this, studied hard in my isolation, and earned a full scholarship to a decent college. I announced it on social media, thanking them publicly so they couldn't sabotage it. They boasted at first, then soured when Bella complained. She's struggling, you'll fail worse, they warned. I went anyway. College was freedom. New friends, happiness, distance. I visited sparingly, excusing it with costs they wouldn't cover. That's where I met Chris, my husband. He's my opposite. Bold, quick-witted, thrives on drama but only to resolve it. If someone's rude, he claps back instantly. Or worse, he stews revenge. People wondered why me paired with him, but I loved how he did what I couldn't. He treated me right and we balanced each other. We got engaged, planning a simple wedding to fund a dream European honeymoon. His family was scattered, mine local, so we set it in my hometown. Since saved the dates. My parents demanded to meet Chris. I dreaded it, warning him about Bella's flirting. But Chris? Excited. He bought a hidden recorder, ready to expose them. He went alone, came back buzzing. Babe, you won't believe this. He played the recording after prepping me. After griping about my bad judgment, they offered to pay for the wedding if Bella walked the aisle first in a wedding dress. It's not fair the younger marries first, they said. She deserves the experience. My brain froze. Even after years of favoritism, this stung like a slap. Chris grinned. We can screw them so bad. His energy pulled me from despair. We brainstormed wild revenges, consulted his level-headed brother to avoid lawsuits, settled on pretend to agree, milk them for cash, then block Bella with security. Chris returned saying I'd hate it, but he saw no issue. To ensure I wouldn't protest, they'd pay for extras. Gratitude would silence me. He spun tales of my controlling nature from past bad boyfriends, insisting no texts about the plan, only in-person talks. They bought it. Bella skipped like a kid. Months of deception followed. We'd pick cheap options for food, drinks, photos. Chris secretly showed Bella the best, sighing we couldn't abuse their goodwill. She'd demand upgrades. Parents paid. Flowers? He handed her our faves, claimed I wanted ugly ones. They insisted on the good ones. Dress? They pushed a frumpy one. I refused in text. Bella suggested ruining mine. Chris agreed. He dodged her flirts, acted torn. Fed them secrets about me to build trust. We laughed, calling it emotional damages back pay. Our modest wedding ballooned extravagantly, mostly on their dime. Chris beamed, driving to plot with them. Wedding day. Plan was Bella arrives late, walks first. Chris ruined my dress with scrap fabric as proof. We hit security initially. Guests seated, Dad signals start. But I walk in early thanks to a friend's text. Dad's face drains, his phone rings, Bella. He abandons me, mumbling excuses. Gasps ripple. Our friend shouts. What happened? I tear up. He said it wasn't supposed to be me. A lie, but planned to maximize shame. She runs out, yelling questions to spread gossip. Mom follows, guests peek. Chris's dad rushes over, walks me down. Whispers buzz, but at the altar, Chris jokes about my Oscar-worthy tears, promising more revenge. We marry flawlessly. Outside, Bella arrives in bridal gown. Security blocks her. Wrong wedding, bride's inside. Dad threatens police. Security calls bluff. Friend arrives, screams insults, stalls. Crowd grows. Family berates them. Parents throw Chris under bus. He agreed. He arrives, feigns confusion. What? I'd never. Demands proof, none per his rules. Gaslights hard. Why would I ruin my own wedding? Rips into their parenting, storms back. No one believes them. Bella tantrums on the ground, kicking. Dad drags her away amid tears and shouts. Videos capture it all. Delicious payback after years of disbelief. Party rocks. Guests extra kind, enjoying the luxury. We honeymoon in peace. Block their calls, screenshot threats. Shared in family chat. Help stop them ruining our honeymoon, Chris begged, hinting more schemes. Family shut them down. Silence since. Looking back, that day wasn't just a wedding, it was closure. After a lifetime of favoritism, watching them taste disbelief felt like karma's hug. No, it wasn't nuclear, but it was justice. I finally felt seen, valued. If family